Hey, so this is my review of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas, or ACOTAR by Sarah J Maas. This is a YA, although it's kind of like new adult-ish. Some people are saying that. It's YA though, fantasy, fae or fairy kind of book. And let's get started talking about it. Okay. This book is about a girl named Feyre who is hunting in the woods, and she's going further than she's supposed to, and she kills a wolf. And because of that, she is dragged into the fae or the fairy world, out of the human world. There are no humans in the fairy world, and you know, humans are scared of fairies, and she kind of is forced to live in this place with her captor, and she has to readjust, and you know, that's kind of how the book starts, and all I really want to tell you. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so you can kind of see where things are going to go. There is a romance. I think it's clear who the romance is going to be between. But yeah, that's kind of what the book is about. The first half and the second half of the book were very different for me. The first half was like 2.5 out of 5, 3 out of 5. I really did not like it. It started out with everyone being very unlikable. Feyre and her family, I didn't like them, especially not Feyre. She wasn't, I don't know, she just complained so much, and she had reasons to complain, but like was that like off the bat complaining, which would have been okay, except I didn't really like her in general to start off with, and her character, and yeah, I don't know, it just, the reason that she was putting herself in the position, like I thought, just leave if you're like unhappy, but the reason that she stayed was kind of just like ridiculous to me. And very flimsy, and it proved so later on in the book. And that's a problem I also had with the first half of the book. A lot of things were done for silly reasons or justified for weird things, and characters sometimes acted in strange ways, and later on it would be like, you'd be told why, or it would be explained, but the explanation was not good enough. Some of the things were good enough, some of the reasons for things were good, but a lot of them I was just like, well, okay, they did a weird thing and it's because of this, but like, no, it's not good enough. So yeah, I didn't really like the plot of the story, where it was going. It felt weird and strange in the way the characters were acting. I didn't really like any of the characters to start off with. The world was interesting. The world is something I liked. It was very interesting. It has a lot of place to grow. It's going to be a trilogy, I think, so I'm interested to see where things go and to see like how the world expands. The aspects of the magic and also the fairy world or the fae world was really interesting as well, and the setting was also really well described, and the imagery was great. So I liked that about the book, but everything else kind of wasn't great, and I wasn't believing what was happening. Like, I wasn't believing what characters were doing, so I just wasn't like sinking into the world and into the book, and I kind of was separated and not connecting to it. So my reading experience at the start wasn't great at all. I just was kind of reading it and not sort of experiencing what was happening because I had so many things that I didn't like. And then, of course, there was a romance. I wasn't opposed to the romance. I was actually interested to see how it would be done. It felt really forced. It felt so very forced, and there were like little hints of it like along the way, but I just sort of wanted it to start happening. Like, it took forever to start happening, and it felt like it was blocking actual other things happening in the book. So I just wanted it to happen. It was very insta-romancy, very forced. I wanted to get past it and like get it over and done with so that we can like have other things happen in the book. So yeah, my first half of the book was not great. Then the second half, 5 out of 5. I don't even know how it happened. It was like the biggest turnaround, and you know what? It included the romance, which was unexpected. Well, it sort of included the romance. The romance finally happens, and it was so steamy, and I was like, whoa. Like, this is why it sort of has like a new adult sort of feel to it, because of the romance and because of the things that happen. It was so much fun to read, and I was like, finally, we are getting past this. It is happening. It is not this thing that is like lingering that none of the characters can see or figure out. Always happens. But yeah, it happened, and it was like a lot of fun to read, so I really actually enjoyed that. And then the second half of the story just goes off into this completely different place that I wasn't expecting, and I loved it. I loved every part of it. It was intense, it was action-packed, it was so much fun to read. I enjoyed it so much. Like, I was like halfway through the book and I was like, I'm probably not going to read the next book. This is probably going to get like 3 out of 5. And then by the end of the story, I was like, I want the next book. I want to know what happens next. This is amazing. How was there such a huge turnaround? It was amazing. The second half, it was just worth the first half. So I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5. I did really enjoy it and I'm gonna read the next story or the next book in the series. I just wish that the first half was better. I just wish the characters like did things that were believable and that the romance was just, I don't know, that the build-up was better. I feel like the build-up, there was really badly done build-up for the romance for me. And I wish that the main character was more likable. But yeah, I really did enjoy the book after all, and I'm excited to read the next book. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.